going on, guys? It's going to be a quick vid on the Burchtree Midtech Dao. I got this in on Monday, and I've been carrying it all week. I posted a video about it when I got it, and just give you a brief overview on it. It's got nice, thick TI slabs, frame lock, 3¼ inch blade. It's CPM 154 steel. It's got some nice stone washing on the blade. If it'll focus. It's been I think bead blasted and stone, and not stone washed, bead blasted and tumbled. I think that's what it is. It's nice swooping up. One thing I like, I'm just rambling, I'm sorry, but one thing I like about Michael's blades is that they all have these unique blade shapes. It's kind of like the broadsword, the Chinese broadsword. I guess that's why a lot of his names are referencing a lot of, there actually is a lot of Chinese references, I think. I believe they're Chinese references. I don't mean to offend anybody who's Chinese, but super thick blade stock, insanely thick, and you could actually feel it in the heft of the knife. There is some heft to it, and it's all front heavy. The blade is very front heavy because of the thick blade stock. One cool feature about this is that it's got this right here, this little bolt right there is actually used to prevent the pivot from spinning. So when you open it, it doesn't spin, which is pretty cool. It's got nice early lockup. See it right there, nice early lockup. And this thing actually opens very fast, like effortless. And I guess it's because of the way the blade that it opens so fast. It's almost like it's on like IKBS, but it's not. I think it's just washers, for what I believe. But yeah, I mean, this is a great knife. It's super stout, thick, and I've been wanting one ever since they got released. I didn't make it in the lottery, but I was fortunate enough to score one on the secondary market. I paid a lot for it, but I think it's well worth it. But you might notice that I'm filming this on a priority mail box, and that's because I actually sold this knife already. I've been EDCing the VECP for a while now, and I've gotten so used to how it feels in the hand. I mean, you could tell if I give it a comparison, it is bigger, like longer, but the handle of the Birch is a little bit wider, and it's got a thinner profile. The VECP has a thinner profile than the Dao, the Midtech. You can also see comparison of the blade stock, how thick the Birch is. But I don't know. I just gotten so accustomed to using this thing and carrying it. I can't. I don't know. I kind of want to go back to it. It is being. I actually have the VECP for sale, but I don't know. I think I might withdraw it because I kind of like it. I kind of miss it. Not taking anything away from the Birch, though. I mean, it is a Birch. It is a Midtech, so it's not completely custom, but this thing is pretty close to being a custom. I've handled a lot of custom knives that aren't this smooth. And one thing about Michael's work is that he does a really good job. I mean, his attention to detail is insane, and his knives are really well done. That's why these things go so fast, and you don't really see a lot of people hang on to them. They don't let them go. And actually, believe it or not, I posted this for sale on the USN, and literally within a few seconds of it being posted, I got PMs about it, people wanting it. Initially, I didn't want to sell it. I actually wanted to trade it, trade it for some other things that I would carry, and thought I would probably use more than I did the Birch, but nobody really put it up for trade, and nobody really sent anything to me, so I figured, well, I guess I'll sell it and maybe buy something else with it. with the money I got from it, but I mean, I don't know. I really like the VECP. It is the funny thing is that when I had this, when I was EDCing the VECP, I was like, man, I want to get something else. Maybe I want to try something else. And then when the birch came up, I'm like, man, I think this is gonna be it. And I carried the birch, and I was like, you know, it's great. It's a great knife and everything, but I don't know if this is something I'm gonna want to keep and use. One thing I don't really care too much for is the blade steel. The CPM 154 is a great steel. It holds a great edge, but the corrosion resistance compared to the CTS XHP steel, the Carpenter steel, I mean, it can't compare. I mean, I used the VECP for when I was down in the Keys. I didn't lube it up or anything, and there's no rust, absolutely no rust. But I have a feeling if I were to do that with this thing probably start, I'll get some sort of pitting, and you'd have to care for it more. So I tend to lean more towards the Carpenter steels, even though the sharpening is a little bit different. The edge retention is not the same. It still holds a keen edge, but compared to this, I mean, this thing is, hair popping sharp. I received it that way, so I mean, that's one thing. And then, I mean, I don't know. I like the extra handle length of the VECP as opposed to the Dao, but I mean, the Dao does fit well in the hand. I mean, it really does fit well in the hand, like perfectly, but I don't know, this just didn't do anything for me. The heft on it is kind of different. The way that it's balanced is very front heavy, like I said. This actually reminds me of the Kingdom Armory BTBF that I had, that I decided to not keep. But I mean, overall it's good. And then, like, one thing I noticed, if you could see it in the very top part right here, you'll notice that there's this wear in the finish, similar to the wear in the finish here. And it's because, I thought it was because of use, but when I was rolling my finger over it, you could feel that it's kind of raised. So I guess this is a portion of the blade that wasn't ground flat. It's kind of weird because it's not on this side, it's only on this side. So I guess I actually contacted Mike about it, and he said that he would have no problem fixing it because it wasn't really caused by use. It was an uneven grind, I guess. But I mean, overall, it's a great knife. If you could get one, if you don't mind paying extra money for it, because it was fairly expensive for a Midtech. But I guess because it's a birch tree, and birch trees are always very popular knives, that you're gonna pay a premium for it. Kind of like hinderers, but I mean, that's a whole nother story. I don't really understand the pricing behind that, but I guess that is what it is. So for now, this one's going out. I'm still gonna possibly sell this one. I'm not sure. I might withdraw it. There is some issues with this VECP. I actually received it that way. The pivot is actually tightened down pretty tight because there's some play, side-to-side blade play, and I can't really show you because I'm holding my phone in one hand, but I mean, even with the blade play, it still performs tremendously. I mean, I'm not worried about the lock slipping or anything, but it's got some play in it. I'm going to probably send it into less if I keep it. It's a user, you can tell, because it's beat up all over the finish and everything like that, and then there's scratches all on the blade, so I do use it. It's not a safe queen. I don't have safe queens. I don't. It's one thing. I don't like to have a whole bunch of knives that I don't use. I'm a user, not a collector, so that's one thing you'll notice in my videos, that I don't necessarily have a whole bunch at one time, because I don't really see a point in it. And a lot of times I buy and trade. You'll just like this, just like the Dao. I get it in, I don't like it, I trade it. I usually like to sit on knives that well, not literally sit, but I like to keep knives that I use a lot, and then I that won't just sit there. But I don't know. I kind of rambled on a little bit. But you know, overall, it's a good knife. If you can get your hands on one, I suggest you do it. See for yourself, because it's pretty close to his customs. I mean, surprisingly enough, for a Midtech, it's pretty close to his customs. Same thing with Les's work. You know, Les George. His work is tremendous, and these, you know, are amazing knives. So, you know, I'm sorry for the long video and rambling on. Maybe if I pick something, I'm probably gonna try to pick something else up. I was intending to get maybe I want another SNG. I haven't had a Strider SNG in forever. I want to get one of those back into rotation, but I didn't get any takers. Maybe even, you know, a Chris Reeve, another Sebenza or something like that. So we'll see. I don't know, but just thought I'd share my thoughts with you guys. Put out some content, and you know, hopefully I have another one of something else I'll have for probably temporarily again. So, all right, guys, take it easy. Have a good weekend.